Andrew, great to see you, man. Welcome to Pop Alternative.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Petey.
I'm really excited to chat with you. I think this is a cool interview because we have kind of a lot to talk about right now. There's a lot of cool projects. I'm kind of wondering because so much goes into a project before you go to camera, right? So I'm wondering, and it's all storytelling, whether a lot of the characters are different. So from an acting storyteller perspective, you could see it as two journeys, right? Before filming something and after filming something, or for you, does it feel like one big journey with multiple steps? I'm curious about that.
I think there are a lot of steps. I think you have all the prep and all the excitement before you get to set,
Yeah.
right? And that's where some actors differ in their process or whatever they choose to do. For me, I like to do a lot of prep, and I like to do as much of the work as I can before I get there,
Mhm.
so that when you get to set and everything changes and flips on its head, which with everything, if that's what happens, um, you're ready to adapt and ready to change, and you're ready as an actor. You're ready to be over here and be over here, and that's kind of the place to play it, and that's what I love to do. Um, and then as far as goes with after the project,
Yep.
it's a completely different process.
For sure.
You're having to recount everything that you did, and then with Bang Bang specifically, the
Yeah.
boxing movie I did with Tim Blake Nelson, we're trying to sell this movie,
Yeah.
and we think it's a great movie. It was a beautiful script that Will Janowitz wrote, and it's an indie movie, and indie movies aren't selling right now.
Yeah.
And we're in this age of sequels, prequels, remakes, and everything like that. So a nice story. Well, I don't know if our story is nice, but a story like ours, um, it's hard to hit the market. So the after process is to try your best to get to sell this thing
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
show up and show out.
And then once it gets sold, it's kind of out of your hands, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of one of those craziest things too. Is that you worked on so many shows and movies where I'm wondering if is it always the same feeling after you wrap them, where it's kind of one of those like I did what I came to do, and the rest is out of my hands. Like it's kind of like a crazy trippy thing to think about, right?
Yeah, well, my tennis coach, from when I was 7 years old, he told me this very important lesson, which is control the controllables.
Yeah,
If you can't control it, don't worry about it.
absolutely.
And that's kind of where it is. Once you've done your work and you're done filming, the camera stopped
Yeah.
rolling. What else can you do? You can't go back and change it unless there's reason.
That was your tennis coach that told you that.
Yeah, my
There's a
tennis
rumor
coach.
that you might need a new pickleball coach.
No. I'm good. I just got to start stepping up my game. Apparently.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
No,
gotta get dialed.
that's well said from your tennis coach for sure. But like I just feel like and I find it cool because at the end of the day, like you're a storyteller, right? Like that's what you do.
Yeah.
And it's all these different stories. And I think what's really cool about your body of work is you're playing these different characters. So I'm just wondering, like, how separate are past projects and past journeys for you compared to new projects? Like, do you bring things from Vampire Academy to something like Justin's Story, to something like Bang Bang, to Ransom Canyon, or are they all separate once you wrap them?
Yeah, I think the beautiful thing about the career that I've got to have, thankfully, is that I got to pick up these amazing tools along the way. Like Vampire Academy, 50% of my stuff was fighting, and my best friends out there were all the stuntmen and stunt women.
Yep.
So I was just messing around with them the whole time, and I was learning.
Yep.
It was like a 8 month stunt intensive for me.
Yep.
With Ransom Canyon, we did cowboy camp for 4 months,
Mhm.
and we learned how to rope, how to ride at a high level, so we don't look goofy on there.
Yeah.
So I get these beautiful things, and I get to take them with me to the next project. So I got to take my fighting experience to Bang Bang because I did all the stunts there.
Yep.
I got to take that to Accused because I did all the stunts there.
Mhm.
And it's a yeah. I mean, every project is different, and you move on.
Mhm.
But at the same time, um, you're right. We are storytellers
Yeah.
as actors, and it's your job to protect your character's story
Yeah.
and to tell your character's story to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of some actors growing up are like very focused within and focused on their character, but it is a story. We're storytellers, and
100%.
I love that you asked that, because that's what an actor's job is. At the end of the day, is to tell a story, fit into the
Absolutely.
director's story, and tell it to the best of their ability.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
100%. And that's what you do. You're really good at it.
yeah,
Um,
thank you.
and it's interesting. It's Accused on Fox, a little bit of a Pop Turner exclusive because we can actually talk about this a little bit. I mean, when you join a show like that and you join something that is kind of one of those like active audience member, phone down, kind of like who done it, what's going on type shows, right? The dinner party conversations week after week. Like you try not to as a storyteller, but are you ever conscious of the audience member watching a show like The Accused while you're making it, or does that kind of happen a little bit mostly after you wrap?
No, I think so.
Yeah.
I think you should be. I think at the end of the day, we're not. It's not. We're not documentarians,
Yeah.
or we're entertainers, and we're trying to entertain.
Yeah.
So, in Accused, I play twins, and
Wow.
we get to dive into the world of that and get to see what's what with. I can't spoil the who done it, but yes, you do pay attention to how an audience is going to perceive it and how they're
Yep.
going to take that all in. I
Mhm.
think a lot of the times, even with these whodunnits, it's written in.
Yeah.
These screenwriters write it up like
Yep.
that,
Absolutely.
and yeah, yeah.
It's interesting. I know we're walking on eggshells in this interview. I get it. I feel like that's why a lot of my questions are very like craft based. Because like if I just ask you a bunch of plot questions, it's like
Yeah.
boom, spoiler. Sometimes like it just happens, but it's like it's interesting too because I do want to talk because you were on Vampire Academy, and I'm wondering because it's always been around, right? Like vampire stuff, like stuff in that kind of world and like that horror thriller supernatural world. But what was it like being part of that show at a time where there was like a real big appetite and popularity in like vampire stuff? Like was that kind of interesting going back to the books and everything? Like what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was really cool. I think what we tried to do with the show was make it a digestible, real, young adult telling of this vampire genre, where it's like we've seen Tom Cruise and we've seen Dracula and we've seen that side of it, but now we're gonna try and appeal to the younger audience in a sense where it's not going to be a scary pop, like scares like that,
Mhm.
jump scares like that. But yeah, it was a great experience, and I think the fan base was huge, and coming from the books, and they all loved the show. Well, not all, maybe, hopefully,
Yeah,
but it was a great experience, and I think that we all tried our best, and we wanted to make something that the book fans would appreciate and love, and
absolutely. And I'm
that was definitely what we took into account.
And I'm wondering, because you can answer this with Bang Bang, you can answer this with Justin Story, like you can answer this with any ones, even like Ransom Canyon, because I'm sure it's going to happen. It'll make sense once I ask my question. But I do find it interesting because from an acting storyteller perspective, like there's a lot of like movies and shows where it's just about a lot of like lost characters trying to find themselves and like a lot of self-reflection, right? And like characters going through things and figuring things out and learning about themselves, right? And trying to move forward on certain things, right? And you've had opportunities more than others to do that, right? To play these characters, maybe trying to find themselves, they're lost, right? Self-reflection. And I'm wondering, is it more fun or more challenging as an actor to play lost characters? Because when we're watching it, Andrew, from like the character perspective, they don't know they're lost, right? Which is interesting. Like, do you ever think about stuff like that? Because I do find that interesting.
Yeah, I think my approach is a bit different. I think um, as a human being, when you're lost, you're trying to find a target.
Yep.
You're trying to find something to give yourself to.
Yep.
Well, whether it's in Accused, it's TJ going to Duke, getting a scholarship and going to Duke. Whether it's Bang Bang, making enough money to buy his mom a house.
Yep.
Whether it's Please Don't Feed the Children, get to the promised land, the free land
Yep.
for kids.
Yep.
There's a target. It's about having the character find the target and then finally give themselves to that target. And there's all these hiccups in between, of course, but I think at the end of the day, when you're lost, that's you're looking for something.
Yeah.
So I think it's way more evident for the audience once they know what he wants. But for the character that I play, it's where can I find it? Where can I find it? Where can I find it? Boom, got it. How do I give myself to it completely? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, well, maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll try that. Then you eventually gives yourself to it. I think being lost is interesting because I think everyone's been lost.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I think that everyone knows that experience. So whether it's a boy becoming a man or something goofy,
Yep.
it's definitely a choice of path.
Yep. Absolutely. No, that's so well said. You crushed that answer. You know, that's amazing because I find that very interesting because there's always that kind of, you can always link back to, like you said, the target, finding something, finding yourself, which I find very interesting. Ransom Canyon is going to be on Netflix when it comes on Netflix, and all we could say is that you're in it. That's all we can say at this point.
I am in it. Yeah.
No, I can't wait for that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. And just like I'm sure you're pumped about that coming out.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. I was beyond excited to book it in the first place.
Yep.
And then the character I get to play, the people I got to work with,
yep.
They've all become my best friends. Mm-hmm. And the Texas football, the whole world, the family dynamics. I think this is also, when you're playing a young man, I think he's always trying to figure out what's going on with his life. He's always trying to figure out how to be a man, whatever that means to him. So it's a fun journey to go on. And and who doesn't like a little bit of cowboy stuff?
Absolutely. I'm so happy for you and all the journeys you're on, man. Accused, Bang Bang, Justin's Story, Ransom Canyon. Congratulations, man. Seriously. And I wanted to thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It was so great chatting with you.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much, Pete. Thank you so much.
Your Instagram account is just your name if people want to keep up to date with everything.
It's drew.liner.
Perfect. And then Accused. That stuff, like, they should look out for that, right? That's like a recent project coming out soon.
Yeah, Accused coming out on November 5th. November 5th on Fox.
Amazing.
Hulu.
That's amazing. Well, this has been Pop Turnitive. YouTube.com/PopTurnitive for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Andrew Liner and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Pop Turnitive. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Pop Turnitive on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.